get down there and get something established and send it to me and I close it out in February, as soon as you show me that you're living there, I'll close your files out and you're done with me. On those, you still owe us the money on the other files. All right? Doing stupid driving while you're not licensed, I'm going to put you in jail. Okay? Is that a pretty good incentive for you to stop driving? I'm not going to wait for the money. You're already $4,100 into us. You can pay all this too. I'm putting you on probation. I'm putting you on probation. I'm still putting you on probation because you got to stop driving. We got one file from August 18, which is a drove while license suspended charge. We got 3 files from September 21, 2 civil infractions and a drove while license suspended. My understanding is you're going to plead guilty to no valid operator's license 2 times, and all of those original charges are dismissed. Is that your deal? Okay. Did you read your rights form? You understand all those? And do you understand the possible penalty for the charge of no valid operator's license on person? And understanding that charge, or the possible penalty, understanding your rights and options, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily 2 times today? All right. On those dates, August 18 and September 21, on each of those dates, were you driving in Van Buren Township? And on each of those dates, was your license suspended, revoked, or denied? I'll accept your plea to the added charges. I'll dismiss all 4 of the original charges in keeping with your agreement with the prosecutor's office. Ms. Thomas, are you working? Where do you work? How long have you been employed there? And what's the status of your record or your driving record now? Still suspended? What do you have to do to get right? When's the year up? So quite a while. Okay. All right. Is there anything else you want me to consider before I sentence you today? All right. I'm going to have to lecture you. You can't afford to be a bad driver. Okay. And I'm sympathetic because I understand, number one, it's real expensive to get an Uber every day to go to work. And number two, we don't have real good buses in the area. But you can't keep driving like this because you'll never get your license back. And you'll keep driving because you gotta live, right? So oh, you owe us so much money. Give me an idea, this job, what kind of shift you work? And how many days, how many hours a week you're working? So it's only part-time? All right, you're local too. You're living in Belleville. All right. Anybody else you're responsible for? You got any kids? How old's your daughter? 4. All right. So she's not in school yet? She is? Okay. All right. So do you have time for another job?
Yeah.
When you go downstairs, I want you to ask Mr. Taylor, Avery Taylor, ask him if he knows of any jobs available, because he does. Because one of his job duties here is to keep track of area employers that are hiring. All right. So number one, see what he's got. He might have something that's worth looking at. Number two, he's also the guy you want to talk to about how you can get out from under this $4,000 debt with us, because it's going to take you forever to do it with greenbacks, right? Money, right? So we've got some options where you can do some work and some money and pay it off that way. All right. So there's payment options. All right. I'm going to give you a Christmas present early. All right. I'm not going to charge you any money or give you any work days on either one of these files because you're so deep into us right now. What I'm going to do is threaten the hell out of you, because I'm going to put you on probation for 12 months on each of these files. And the probation term is you stay out of trouble. That means if you get caught doing stupid driving while you're not licensed, I'm going to put you in jail. Okay? Is that a pretty good incentive for you to stop driving? I'm not going to wait for the money. You're already $4,100 into us. You can pay all this too. I'm putting you on probation. I'm putting you on probation.
It's not like I'm making my pennies.
I'm still putting you on probation. Because you got to stop driving. You'll never get out from under this. At least if you're going to drive illegally, drive better. They didn't stop you that day because you were suspended. What'd they stop you for? Understand, you're going to jail. You have to be better. Who's going to take care of that baby if you're in jail? Yeah, how happy is that going to make mom? All right, 12 months. Stay out of trouble. No fines or costs. No illegal activity. That means a speeding ticket while your license is suspended is illegal activity. Go see Mr. Taylor and see if he can help you get out from under all this.
The state of the January. So I want to, I appreciate that you being there.
Where are you moving?
I was wondering if I could build a probation.
What are you going to do with all that money you owe us when you move?
I will raise my parents are like $50.
Where are you going? What are you going to North Carolina for? I mean, you got family down there, friends? What? Okay. Oh, you're taking your mom with you?
She's taking me with her.
Okay, awesome. Do you have a place to live yet? Bring me some documentation that you've established residency in North Carolina and I'll close your files.
I'll pay the fine that you.
Sweetie, I'm offering to waive all kinds of money. Don't fight me.
For the charge.
There is no money today. I put you on probation. And I'm telling you, I will close that out if you show me that you've got a residency in North Carolina. So if you got to get down there and get something established and send it to me and I close it out in February, as soon as you show me that you're living there, I'll close your files out and you're done with me. On those, you still owe us the money on the other files. All right? Osborne. Miss Osborne, are you going forward today without benefit of a court-appointed attorney? You have agreed to plead responsible to double parking, correct? You've agreed to pay $250 fines and costs, correct? I will accept your plea to that charge. I will dismiss both of the original charges that were issued to you on October 3. Can you pay the $250 today? Go downstairs and get a smile from our cashier. We'll get you out of the building as soon as we can. Ali Hussein? Go ahead, Counsel.
Same value, P858941. Mr. Buffett, sir, please state your name for the record.
All right, I understand we're going to do a double parking. And sir, have you agreed to pay fines and costs of $400? I will accept your plea to the added charge. I will dismiss the original charge and assess fines and costs as agreed. Can you pay the $400 today? Go on downstairs. Prosecutor just handed me a piece of paper. Let's see what he's got. All right, says here that you're going to plead guilty to the charge of checkpoint violation from our October 2nd, 2025. Prosecutor is recommending a delayed sentence. Do you understand your rights and options, sir?
Yes.
And do you understand the possible penalty for the charge?
Yes.
Are you pleading guilty to that charge freely and voluntarily today?
Yes.
On that date, were you at Metro Airport?
I was rushing to the airport and
Yes. Were you at Metro Airport? Yeah. And did you find yourself at a checkpoint? And at the checkpoint, did you have something in your possession that you were not authorized to have there? What was that? All right. I will accept your plea. Did you talk to the prosecutor about steps to get your pistol returned to you? Okay. All right. As I said, I'll accept your plea. Nothing on your criminal history, no prior arrests? Just out of curiosity, did you get anything from TSA about money you had to pay them? Yeah, big money. What'd they charge you?
It was 5,000 something.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, yeah. And I haven't figured out why the number's always different. I just had a guy in here, I think that was Monday. that his was 4,000 something. Yeah. Oh, I know.
Have to schedule two different.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know, this happens a lot. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a pretty good moneymaker for TSA. Yeah. All right. So are you working, sir?
Currently, I live in Houston.
Oh, you do? Did you come in here just for this?
I was trying to call it, trying to have a video, see if I can get the Zoom.
Yeah, we do these Zoom all the time. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, because we have a Milford address.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why. Yeah.
Did you check in downstairs?
Yes.
And you still gave a Milford address?
That's what screwed you up. Yeah, that's all right. You got it. You're here. All right. So what did you tell me? Are you employed or not?
Yes, I am.
Who are you employed with?
I'm actually an engineer.
Okay.
It's based in Houston. So.
Okay. Self-employed or you work for somebody?
Yes, I'm sorry.
Okay. How long you been doing that?
4 years.
All right. Making money, paying your bills? Good. All right. All right. So what did it cost you to fly in here today?
My Uber, my round trip, I leave today. Probably like probably 5 days.
Go away. Keep your nose clean. No more problems for 3 months. I'm not charging you any money. Deal with the prosecutor after that. Travel safely. You're welcome. Byron Taylor Jr. Are you going forward without a court-appointed attorney?
Yes, sir.
Come on up.
How you going, man?
Very well, thank you. All right, the paperwork tells me you're going to plead guilty to retail fraud and you've agreed to pay restitution of $76 and change. Is that correct?
Yeah, today.
All right, did you read your rights form?
Yeah.
You understand those rights and the options they give you? And do you understand the possible penalty for this charge?
Yeah.
Understanding all of that, are you pleading guilty freely and voluntarily to the charge? On the date of September 7, 2025, were you at a store in Van Buren Township? And did you try to take some merchandise from that store without paying for it?
Yeah.
What was the store? And what was the merchandise?
It was like a couple items.
What were they?
I think it was like Powerade or something.
Okay, wasn't action figures.
No.
Thank you. Today seemed to be action figure retail fraud day. Are you working? I'll accept your plea. Are you working?
I'm actually have a orientation for that.
Where at?
In our Zingerman's in Ann Arbor.
Oh, good. Yeah. Great soups.
You know, my mom works, she's been working there for years.
Yeah. When's the last time you worked?
Last time I worked was roughly 4 or 5 months ago.
How come?
Got into something which caused me to lose my job. Things like that.
How old are you? Where'd you go to high school?
Went to high school in Huron, but I graduated at WSC Academy of Alternatives.
What kind of grades were you getting at Huron?
I was getting good grades at the beginning, but I fell off.
What'd you get into?
I was messing around, started smoking weed, things like that.
What kind of grades? What was your GPA going to be if you would have stayed on track at Huron?
It would have been good, around in the twos.
3.5? Mom? So what have you done since high school?
I went to college at WCC.
Yeah.
I didn't finish though.
Yeah.
So I worked.
What's the plan? You're 25. What's the plan? You can't be young and dumb anymore because you're 25. So what's the plan?
The plan is to get my life back on track.
How?
Tired of not
That's the goal. What's the plan?
going back to college, stop hanging, but just like I called this case.
College for what? To do what?
Videography.
All right.
I do videography. I had music videos and things like that. How to TikTok and things like that.
All right. I'm going to give you some life advice that you didn't come in here for. Go talk to the military recruiters. Have you ever thought about the military?
No.
Let me tell you why. All right. and I'm not going to court order you to go see a recruiter. I'm just going to give you some really, really heartfelt advice. You're 25 years old. You have, in essence, wasted 5 or 6 years of your life. Am I right? Okay. That's a big gap. Would you agree with me?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to suggest to you that you have to totally reinvent yourself to make up for that lost time. All right. In my experience, and brother, I've been doing this a long time. In my experience, the very best way to reinvent yourself is to completely shake up your environment. Get away from where you're used to being, the people you're used to being around, all of that stuff. I think the military is a great way to do that. You got to grow up a little bit. You got to get some focus. The military can help you do that. And the best part about it is they'll pay you while they're doing it. All right. So mom's crying because she's thinking, I don't want him to go to the military. Somebody will shoot at him. Legitimate concern. Legitimate concern, mom. And I'm a dad, so I feel you. I'm just asking you to go talk to the recruiters. I think it's still there. There used to be a building on Ford Road in Canton where they were all at. You could talk to the Navy, walk next door and talk to the Air Force, go down the hall, talk to the Coast Guard. You could talk to them all. Just go talk to them. See what they've got to offer. If you walk out of there and nothing you heard makes your tail wag, then find another plan. But go talk to them. Because once again, I've been doing this a long time. Brother, I've dealt with you at 40, at 50, at 60, and it's you, just a different face and name. But guys that never really had a plan that they were passionate about, so they just kind of floated. And when you float, the waves just take you where the tide is going. You got to have a plan. And it's not just a plan, you got to have a solid plan, and you got to have a support system behind you. So once again, we're going to get back to business. I'm going to sentence you. I'm going to beg you, go talk to the recruiters. And if nothing there makes your tail wag and nothing there helps you formulate that plan for the next 5 years of your life, come back and see me. I love to tell people how to live. And I'm going to suggest to you that college might not be the best thing for you. And it's got nothing to do with what's up between your ears. All right. First of all, college is so damn expensive right now. If you don't know exactly what you're doing, for example, 28 years ago when I started this job, I used to tell people like you, hey, if you're not sure what you want to do with the rest of your life, go to college, take classes that interest you. You can't do that if you're going into debt to do it. It makes no sense, right? And you don't have to have a college degree to make money on the internet. Am I right? All right. So maybe what you need to do, if nothing at the military wags your tail, maybe what you need to do is just get a job somewhere where you're learning some life skills. They're paying you decent money, and you can start working this little thing on your own. Chase your passion, with the influencer stuff and the video stuff, whatever. Chase your passion, but somebody else is paying you money you can pay bills. All right. I can help you there. I'll help you find a job.
Please.
But you got to have a plan, because I'm telling you, hear my heart. You'll be in the same place you are 5 years from now, thinking, man, I had some fun, I got some memories, but man, I'm no further along now than I was when I was done with high school. The worst thing in the world is to be old like me and look in the mirror every day and hate the man you see because you've got nothing but regrets, because you had all these things you planned on doing, but you never actually started down the road. Regrets are terrible, man. Don't live life with regrets. You live, excuse me, mom, live balls to the wall, man. Figure out what you want to do and you just go after it. But in the meantime, this stuff happens. You got to have a plan. Enough lecture? You heard enough lecture? All right, back to business. So prosecutor asked me to delay sentence for this for 6 months. I will do that. What that means is you got to stay out of trouble, no new criminal offenses. I'm going to order that you do 4 days on our court work program and pay the restitution. I'm not going to charge any money. All right? Where's the 76 coming from?
I have one.
Whose money is it? All right? Merry Christmas, happy birthday. That's his Christmas present. Okay? Thank you, Mom. Okay, so pay the 76 with Mom's money, go down and schedule 4 days on the work program. That's an alternative to jail. Then all you got to do is stay out of trouble for 6 months. And I sincerely mean this. If you want some help setting some direction for your life, come back and see me. I'd love to sit down with you and just brainstorm some stuff. All right? Because I don't want to see you when you're 30. Deal?
Yeah.
All right. Have a great day.
All right, pay attention here. This is where the courtroom tone shifts dramatically. Up to this point, the judge was dealing mostly with routine cases and plea deals. But now we're stepping into something far more serious: drug-related charges involving cocaine and conspiracy. And that word conspiracy carries real legal weight. In criminal law, conspiracy doesn't require the act to happen. It only requires an agreement or plan between people to commit the crime. That's why prosecutors often use it to expand the scope of a case.
Well, people wish they had a few pounds. Your Honor, we would.
Oh, okay. That's all right. Go ahead. That's all right.
Count 4 is use of cocaine, a 1-year misdemeanor. And added count 5 was the conspiracy to use cocaine, also a 1-year misdemeanor.
So use of cocaine is first one, and conspiracy to use cocaine is the second one. Second one.
Don't do that.
And we would ask the court to dismiss counts 4, 1, 2, and 3 as sense.
Conspiracy.
Okay. All right. Mr. Alston, did you discuss your rights and options with counsel? And you understood all those? You understand the possible penalty for these 2 added charges?
So it's up to this, where's the range? You know, it could be up to 1 year.
Understood? Are you pleading guilty to those 2 charges today freely and voluntarily? All right, counsel, would you voir dire? Incident date is October 13, 22.
Yes, sir, Mr. Austin, County on October, I'm so sorry,
October 13, 2022.
October 13, 2022.
Yes, I'm sorry, that was weird.
Were you stopped by the police while you're driving a car?
Yes,
Okay, did you have cocaine in that car?
yes.
Okay. I think that.
Mr. Kaplan, you satisfied?
One question for me. Sir, did you plan to use it with another person
No,
at some point,
at some point in your
the
life.
next week or the next month?
Did you ever plan to use it as part of the use? Okay, so you did plan to use the cocaine you had at some point?
Yes,
Okay,
With another person. That's the conspiracy.
yes.
Thank you, says.
I'm satisfied. I'll dismiss counts 1, 2, and 3 from the original information. Counsel, I'm inclined to send him for a pre-sentence investigation. All right, I will continue bond on this file, Mr. Alston, send you downstairs. You'll set up a date to come back and be interviewed by one of our probation officers. I'll also talk to you about a sentencing date. In the meantime, it looks like you owe us some money. You want a payment plan with us? Looks like you were making payments, but we haven't seen a payment this month. On double parking, we got a double parking you owe money on, 2 double parkings you owe money on, and a traffic matter. You owe us $600 plus. Are you working? Are you in a position to commit to some kind of regular payments, weekly, bi-weekly, monthly?
I think about 15. Yesterday, I'm not sure.
That wouldn't be on here yet. All right, so you're all right. You're doing monthly payments?
Not really.
Okay. Go, before you get out of here, go downstairs, tell them you want to talk about a payment plan, and let them know they might be able to find it in the computer. It might be in by now. And then just do something, some kind of commitment, regular payments. Weekly, bi-weekly, monthly, whatever works. All right? Anything else? Today's ball. Right. Okay. You all set? Are we ready on Edward?
Yeah, the police are 28.729. Correct.
Give me to me again. 28.
0.7293.
That's what we're taking the plea to.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you get that. So it's fine. I don't
No,
need.
he's a customer.
All right, gentlemen, your appearances.
Stephen Gavlin on behalf of the people.
Definitely around to staff Michael McGee, P 8845, on behalf of Mr. Joseph Edler, who should be in the courtroom.
Yeah, we gotta get him in.
Now the courtroom enters a completely different phase. Police testimony about a high-speed pursuit. The officer claims the vehicle reached nearly 100 miles per hour during the chase. At that speed, a driver has very little reaction time, and even a minor mistake could turn into a catastrophic crash. That's why prosecutors often frame reckless driving like this as potentially deadly behavior.
Gentlemen, tell me about the plea.
Actually, the federal plead guilty as they had in count two. That's a crime called failing to sign a sexual registration card. It's a 93-day misdemeanor charge.
Yeah, so my understanding is he would plead to that count and he would sentence to be time served.
That's correct.
And the original count would be dismissed.
That's my understanding.
Okay. All right. Mr. Edward, do you understand your rights and options?
Yes, totally.
Do you understand the possible penalty for this new charge?
Misdemeanor.
Correct. Are you pleading guilty to that charge? Are you doing so freely and voluntarily? Counsel, my incident date on the file is October 31, 2012. If you would, voir dire, and give me the facts I need to support a plea.
Yes. Mr. was the month of August, the year 2012.
October, counsel.
October 2012, you a sex offender. Yes. Registered your new address. Was the address on Zilla Street?
No, I was living in Genesee County at that time, sir.
But did you update Genesee County with your new address?
No.
The best that's fine.
We're satisfied, Judge.
I'll accept the plea. How long has he been in?
Since 2020.
How long you been in custody?
2019. I'm not here, sir.
All right. Sentence. Well, first of all, I'm going to dismiss the original charge because you pled to the misdemeanor. On the misdemeanor, I'm going to sentence you to 93 days in jail, credit for time served, and close our file. We're done.
You beat me.
So we're done, right? Good afternoon, Mr. Crowell.
Behalf of my client, Mr. William Woods, for today's pre-trial, Your Honor. Please state your name, Mr. Woods.
William Woods.
Your Honor, we have reached a resolution in this matter. The pending charge of illegal fraud shall be dismissed. We'll be tendering a guilty plea to the reduced charge of the operating while visibly impaired.
All right, I've got something on here about DWLS and no-ops too, but it,
That would be Masson.
oh, I got them mixed up. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. All right, Mr. Woods, did you discuss your rights and options with counsel?
Yes, sir.
Understood all that? And do you understand the possible penalty for impaired driving? Understanding that, are you pleading guilty to impaired driving? And you're doing it freely and voluntarily, is that correct? Would you voir dire Mr. Hadley November 2nd last year?
Absolutely. On November 2nd of 2020, of last year, 24th.
24.
The date and time was mentioned in 2024. Were you operating a motor vehicle on I-94, approximately around the city of Rockville? North, okay? And at the date and time that you were driving, had you previously consumed some alcohol or anything that night? And did consuming alcohol in any way affect your ability? Your Honor, do you feel that the elements of the operating will visibly impaired have been satisfied? There was obviously no. I guess, no, we don't need to do the point of it. So yeah, we're.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. I'll accept your plea to the added charge, dismiss the original charge. I'm going to send you downstairs right now. You're going to go to the counter for probation. They're going to schedule you to come back for an interview, and they're also going to tell you when your sentencing is. Based on that interview, the probation officer is going to prepare a report and recommendation of sentencing. We'll all get a chance to look at that, and on the sentencing date, we'll talk about that report and anything else you want to talk about, and then I'll determine what the sentence should be. Questions? Excuse me, your bond is continued. Go downstairs. Heath, is it Mosan?
Absolutely. Attorney Josh, I have a on behalf with Mr. Keith Mawson, correct? Mawson. All right, sorry. Mr. Mawson, please state your name for the record. Keith Mawson. Your Honor, we are here today on a first arraignment pre-trial. We'll waive the formal reading, stand mute, and we actually have reached a resolution on this matter as well.
Thank you.
That was the informal that you're looking at. So this OWBI second is going to be dismissed. We plead guilty to OWBI, operating while visibly impaired. The second misdemeanor driving while license suspended will also be dismissed, and we'll be tendering a guilty plea to reduce fail to display valid license, aka no ops.
Okay, makes sense. Sir, did you discuss your rights and options with Mr. Hadley? Did you understand all that? Hey, Joe. See if you can refresh that one if you can. Do you understand the possible penalty for these added charges? Are you pleading guilty to these charges freely and voluntarily today? Excuse me. Did you drive a vehicle in Van Buren Township on March 7, 2025? All right, take it from there, counsel. Give me my facts.
Thank you. The date and time the judge just stated, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Van Buren Township.
Was stopping one and taking my different years.
Okay.
75 freeway. Okay. This is very cool.
275 and what? 94 in Belleville Road? Because 275 don't hit Belleville Road.
It's a Shell gas station. Because I was leaving the Shell gas, it's a Shell gas station.
If you're doing this without the benefit of the discovery powers, I believe we'd be talking about it, but
They transported a van during police station.
Okay.
so daytime, you were stopped by Belleville police, somewhere near Belleville or in Belleville, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and prior to being stopped by the police, had you consumed any alcohol that day?
Yes.
Okay, and did that alcohol impact your ability to drive?
Yes.
Okay. And also at that same date and time when you were stopped by Belleville police, is it true that you did not have a license to present to the officers at that time?
Yes.
Your Honor, do you think we've met the elements of the?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right, I'll dismiss both the original counts 1 and 2. I'm going to send you down to our probation department. Same thing. You're going to make a date to come back for an interview, and you're going to find out when your sentencing date is, and then we'll talk again for your sentencing date. In the meantime, I'm going to put you on a personal bond. First condition is obvious, stay out of trouble. Second one is pretty obvious, cooperate with probation and get you back here for sentencing. Third, do not purchase, possess, or consume any mood-altering substance unless you've got a doctor's prescription. Understood? Raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm and acknowledge the debt payable to the court in the amount of $1,000 if you mess up on bond? That's your IOU. You promise me that you're going to abide by my rules, and if you don't, you go to jail. You're going to have to come up with money. Questions? You're all set.
She refused to stop, she refused to exit the vehicle, she was moving around in the vehicle in the center company.
Those actions of the defendant, which you just described from Judge Oakley, did they help you or hinder you in your investigation in this case? Was it helpful to you whether the defendant is not complying?
No.
It was. Move on.
Hinder or help you in your investigation, which you Uncooperative. Did you make any observations regarding the defendant's sobriety?
Yes,
Tell the judge what you know.
I could smell strong odor of intoxicants coming from her person, and she had slurred speech and red water eyes.
Did you form an opinion one way or the other as to the proceedings sobriety?
Objection. This is going to be speculative.
He's a police officer. He's made many stops over the years. He can form an opinion as to her state of sobriety.
I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Thank you. Did you form an opinion as to the defendant's state of sobriety?
Yes, sir.
What opinion did you reach?
You was intoxicated.
And just backing up for a moment, tell the judge, do you have any background or training in detecting people who are driving under the influence?
Yes, sir.
And how about in terms of the state of sobriety? Do you have any experience?
Yes, sir.
Can you estimate the number of individuals you have examined or observed or arrested for drunk driving? How many approximately?
Approximately 100.
What is the highest speed this defendant reached while she was fleeing?
I was traveling at 90, at the highest speed, I was traveling 96 miles an hour. I think I was not catching up to the vehicle.
On what street would you, what's the highest speed you noted, you detected, based on your experience?
For my vehicle or?
Her vehicle.
It was over 96, so approximately 100.
You consider that safe driving?
No, sir.
Thank you, no further question.
Ms. Atwell, your witness.
If I can.
I mean,
So I want to start with the speed. Let's go with that. Did you use a radar device or a LiDAR during this investigation?
no,
You were not monitoring speed using any kind of radar.
no,
And you testified that you were at least 20 yards behind Miss White's vehicle when you began to follow her.
approximately.
So some of the time when you were trying to catch up, you started from a distance back. Is that fair?
Correct.
So you would have to be traveling significantly faster than this White in order to quickly catch up.
Correct.
And when did you get on shift then?
7 p.m.
7 p.m. Before going on shift at 7 p.m., did you calibrate the speedometer of your police vehicle?
No, ma'am.
Do you know when that was last done?
No.
You testified that you think that Miss White saw you, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And were you familiar with Miss White before the stay?
No.
Do you have any knowledge if she has any visual impairment?
No.
Do you have any knowledge if she has any hearing impairment?
No.
And obviously you weren't in the car with her. You were in a different car, right?
Correct.
So you don't know where she was looking or anything like that.
Correct.
You don't know if her attention was on someone else.
I do not.
So you can't really say if she saw you.
Correct.
You can't really say if she heard you.
Correct.
After the car does pull over to the side of the road, you approach the vehicle, right? Or was that you who approached the vehicle first?
I approached the vehicle with my backup officer, yes, we approached it as,
Okay. Were you one of the people who was in the back providing cover with your firearm? Or were you up at the window?
both.
Both, okay. And during this situation, the driver's side front window to Miss White's vehicle got broken in, correct?
Yes,
Was that you or was that a different officer?
Check your relevance. How is it relevant that the vehicle was damaged?
Well, I think the question was who damaged it. So what's the relevance?
I'm trying to see if it's the body camera that I want to play them right now.
Well, then asking that question.
I'm trying to see if it's, if he's the one who broke the window, it's his body camera, and if it's someone else, it's a different person. So, but he hadn't seen it.
I'll allow it. Did you break the window or somebody else?
no, I did not.
Okay, so yeah. Do you know who it was?
Officer Jolly,
Oh, okay, thank you. They're just not labeled with names, so trying to get that. And before that window was broken, obviously it was up, correct?
correct,
And you testified that you could smell the odor of intoxicants
after extracting,
after extracting her is when we could smell, not before.
yes,
And did you testify about slurred speech at the time as well?
yes,
And you spoke with her after extracting, correct?
yes,
And you never had to ask her to repeat herself,
I don't believe so,
and you could understand what she was saying.
yes,
And again, you've never met her before this day.
Check the history.
It was.
And so you are not familiar with how she normally speaks.
no,
And that brings us to the judge's decision. After reviewing the testimony and evidence, the court ruled there was enough probable cause to move the case forward. Now here's an important point. Probable cause does not mean guilt. It simply means the evidence presented is strong enough that the case should proceed to trial or a higher court. But given the allegations, a high-speed chase,
And again, just trying to make sure I have it straight, which officer was doing which action. Are you the officer who searched the bag? That didn't.